More so, as the principal has already announced, under national education policy, this is going to be one of the prime phrases. So let's now see all these, they all have their, all of you must be knowing they have discussion groups, they have LC ratings, the most wanted, most weighted, they are yet to release, they didn't release. Maybe they want to release after the workshop is over, keeping us intact. So that is one thing, the LC ratings. Then we also have, there's open LC days on Thursdays, all of us will be doing it, and problem solving techniques. I have been interacting, I'm sure all the STEM field people, that is science, technology, engineering, medicine, mathematics, we are finding it a little difficult, as I already explained, in solving the assignments and writing the examinations, getting them qualified. So we are able to do only up to the assignments part. We want some assistance. So continuously, I think all of us are giving our feedbacks at different workshops. So they have opened up what is known as LC interaction sessions on Thursdays. Hope you are all taking part. So they will give you tips on solving this. And I can proudly say all of us every year are registering our own students, a minimum of 50 to 75 students. They're all excellently doing their assignments with the assistants, and we are all, I think all of you all must be mentors there, but we are not getting mentor certificate because, I told you already. So please look into it. We want to get that mentor certificate as well, because most of us are into it, and we are not maybe able to meet the requirement, but still we want that certificate. So please look into it. So over to the deliberations from all of you. Let's now explore whatever we were giving feedback. We were giving it online. Now they are available. Now let us make the best use of all the resources that are available. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Dr. Salla. We'll now be moving towards the main session by Professor Andrew Tangaraj. And before we do that, I would like to present a very brief profile of Sir. Professor Andrew Tangaraj has received his BTech in Electrical Engineering from IIT Madras and a PhD in Electrical Engineering from the Georgia Institute of Technology, Atlanta, USA in 2003. He was also a postdoctoral researcher at the GTL CNRS Telecom Lab at Georgia Tech, Lorraine, France from 2003 to 4. He has been a faculty member at the Department of Electrical Engineering, IIT Madras, and currently is serving as a professor. His research interests are in the broad areas of information theory, error control coding, and information theoretic aspects of cryptography. Sir has served as the editor for IEEE Transactions on Communications, and from July 2018 onwards, he's been an associate editor for the IEEE Transactions on Information Theory. Professor Andrew has been one of the NPTEL coordinators from IIT Madras, and he has played a key role in starting online courses and certification. He's currently the National MOOCs Coordinator for NPTEL under the SWINE project of MHRE. He also happens to be one of the coordinators for the IIT Madras online BSc degree program, which was launched in June 2020. Sir, we are delighted and privileged to have you here. Over to you, sir. The end of things.
Okay, a very good morning to all of you. Students in the group, so that's why they say good morning. Usually, go to a NPTEL awareness workshop, usually faculty will go good morning. So it's very difficult to do a workshop when there are both faculty and students. Usually, in a awareness workshop, it's only faculty. So we talk to them about courses and what works, doesn't work, etc. And this time, so many students here, so it's difficult for me to balance. I've not done this in a long time. But let me see if I can keep it a little bit interesting to most people. So one thing I do before I start is to get a sense of who's what. So let's see, maybe we can do a small show of hands. How many of you are faculty from colleges? So you're all in the front bench. See, good. See, you're all in the front bench. And how many of you are from engineering colleges? How many of you are from non-engineering? So non-engineering. Okay. They'll come. It will come.
Yes.
There are some way to see that. How many of you are already local chapters of NPTEL? How many of you are not local chapters? Not local chapter, you've not done something. So is this the so is NPTEL being used in your college already? Is there any college where NPTEL is not being used at all? No, you're aware of it, you used it a little bit, but you've not become local chapter yet. Is that correct? Okay. Okay. So let me ask students now. Okay. Is everyone a student from this college? Yeah. How many of you are in BA programs? Nobody in BA? BSc? Everybody is BSc? BCom? Okay, all right. So, so it's a mix of BSc and BCom. BA students don't show up.
Some of them are.
No, just asking. Okay.
We want to integrate even RC, we want to call it.
Okay. Okay, good. How many of you have enrolled for at least one NPTEL course? This much? Others have not enrolled. How many of you have successfully finished one assignment on your own? Okay, there you go. 1 or 2, 3, 4. Good. Assignments are tough, no? Yes? Okay. Okay, that's what your coordinator was telling me in the morning. So, like I said, this presentation is primarily aimed at faculty and institutions in some sense. So, I will talk about it and try and see if there are some interesting things that students can also look at. So, NPTEL is National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning. It's a very old program of the government. So, the Ministry of Human Resource Development at that time, MHRD. General knowledge question. What is that MHRD called today? MOEs. Students maybe don't know. Ministry of Education is the new name today. So it was started way back in 2003. Okay. More than nearly 20 years old. We'll become 20 years old in a little while. There were 7 IITs at that time in 2003. Today, how many IITs are there? There are 23 IITs today, including one in Hyderabad. Right? You know where IIT Hyderabad is? So there's about there were 7 IITs at that time and IIC Bangalore, and all of them together came together and started participating in this NPTEL program, National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning. I will start out by talking about this program. What was the reason why it started, what it has done so far. Okay. Let's go to the list. So if you look at projects in the country like this that have survived for 20 years, very few projects survive for 20 years. You start, you hear about them for some time, there's lots of buzz and then they die down. This project has survived for nearly 20 years. And it's going to be there for quite a long time from now onwards also, I hope. And the main idea behind this project is to create college course content. What I call course is maybe what you call as paper, etc. Basically, subject content at the college level, we wanted to create. What is the meaning of creating content? Basically, if you think of a classroom, like you're attending classes every day, you think of a classroom, there's a lecturer who comes and delivers the lecture. And then maybe they ask you some questions, some assignments, questions to solve. Then maybe if you have some doubts, you ask that doubt to the lecturer and they explain, give you some answers, etc. So this is what happens in a typical classroom learning environment. So the idea behind starting NPTEL was to create something like that online. Okay, this is way back in 2003, a long time ago. Online was not so popular at that time. Still, even at that time, to make sure that the classes at top institutions like IITs can be accessed by anybody. There was this idea that was created that we should take what happens in an IIT classroom, capture it on video, and make it available online for anyone who wants to look at it. So that was the basic idea behind starting of NPTEL. Today, after 20 years, we have done that kind of classroom recording for 2,500 plus courses. Okay. And there are 60,000 plus hours of video that we have created. Just lecture videos from classes that I all that. And these videos have been viewed more than 1.6 billion times. Big number. A lot of views. It's very, very popular. And our YouTube channel has more than 60 lakh subscribers. Okay. So normally if you think of YouTube and all that, mostly people go and watch Bollywood type content on YouTube. So those channels tend to have a lot of viewership. I guess YouTube is not that popular. Right? Today, I think everybody follows Instagram and things like that. You become a big influencer. That's what they call it. Influencers on social media. But anyway, YouTube is still popular. And for an academic course content channel to have 60 lakh plus subscribers is not a very easy task. Okay, so it takes humongous effort to have so many people subscribing to your channel, and this channel has more than 60 lakh subscribers. Okay, any of you have YouTube channels of your own? Yes, okay. So nobody has. Oh, there's one student who has. You also have YouTube channel. What do you do on the YouTube channel? Sorry, singing. Oh, okay. What about you? Are you share? Facts. Oh, facts are very difficult today, right? Everybody has their own facts. Anyway, so we share these course content videos on the YouTube channels that we have, and we have 60 lakh plus subscribers. I don't think you have 60 lakh subscribers. We are doing better. So that's how impactful NPTEL has been. I think it's very easy to see that if you look at various projects in the country, this has been one of the most successful projects. Okay. So I want to give you a sense of what is it about this project that's interesting to so many people. Why are there so many people who are attracted to this project? What do they like about it, etc. Let's go on. So this project started in 2003, and I got involved in this project around 2011 or so. And around 2014, this notion of MOOCs became very, very popular. Have you heard of the term MOOCs? How many of you have heard? How many of you have not heard MOOCs? How many of you have not heard MOOCs? Massive open online courses. Okay, so this notion of MOOCs became really, really popular. There were some portals called edX, Coursera. This became really, really popular. A lot of people started thinking that this is going to be a huge revolution in the way educational institutions operate, the way colleges operate, the way universities operate. It's been 8 years now, but still at that time, the buzz was really, really high. And at NPTEL, we've been doing online course content creation for more than a decade at that point, right? 2003 onwards. And a lot of us got together along with the ministry and we started thinking about how to do MOOCs effectively in India. Using the background we had in NPTEL, how do you do online courses effectively in India? Now, there are a lot of challenges here. We wanted to create something which would be meaningful for students, meaningful for colleges, meaningful for universities, meaningful for people to get educated better. So this was some of the thoughts at the back of my mind. And also, we wanted to really reach people who were not, who did not have access to high quality education. Okay. So many places in the country, I think all of you are in Hyderabad, big city, you see a lot of interesting things. All you have to do is travel a few hours by train outside of Hyderabad and you'll see places which are really, really remote and very different. You'll feel. I think you don't have to go too far away. And you see places where access to good quality education is very, very difficult to get. Schools are not that great, colleges are not that great. You don't have awareness of what all is possible. You can work, you can earn your living, you can have a career, you can follow up on your dreams. All of this is not true in many places. Maybe even in Hyderabad, it's not true. Right? I think I was told just a little while ago, many students of this college also, right after graduation, do not really follow career, right? Don't go through your life, a career, you get married, you get settled, and life becomes very different. Maybe I should give you some input on that. Whatever you do, think about your career more seriously. Primarily as students, have your own bank account, have your own money, particularly women in India, this is very important. Having your own independence, having your own work goes a long way in your life. Okay? At least one lesson I can give you, one piece of advice. Think of your career very seriously, take it very seriously, follow that up, don't give up on it. Hey, that's different. Let me carry on with NPTEL. So we wanted to do MOOCs effectively in India. So we came up with this notion of NPTEL online certification, NOC as we call it. The idea was we will do something like a MOOC. We will run an online course, keep it free. Anybody can go and enroll in that course. But then we won't give a certificate just based on online learning. We will give a certificate after a in-person written exam of some kind that students write or whoever learns goes and writes in an exam center that we have invigilators for. So we have invigilators in that exam. Students have to go sit there, write the exam, and only if you pass that exam, you're going to get a certificate. Okay. So the reason was we wanted to create value for the certificate. Value in terms of anyone who gets it is you can verify that they really did some work on their own as opposed to just going online and clicking something and earning a certificate. Okay, so at that time, I think MOOCs also had this sort of it was easy to access the content, but then there was no easy way to verify that the actual person who was doing it was the correct person. Somebody else could do it and you may get a certificate, etc. All of these problems. So to make that easy, can you go back to the previous slide? Yeah. So we started this, it started very slow and very small. I'll give you some numbers on that. But today, we have done more than 4,700 MOOCs in this format in the past 8 years. Nowadays, we offer the courses on Swayam, swayam.gov.in. Swayam is a platform that, seeing the success of NPTEL online certification, the ministry wanted to create a national MOOCs portal, which we started in 2018. We were also involved in this. NPTEL runs Swayam also. Swayam.gov.in was created. 4,700 plus courses have been offered today. More than 2 crore people, 2.07 crore people have enrolled in courses. You've gone and clicked and enrolled. More than that, 23.8 lakh. As we see now, it's still growing every semester. Some 3.5, 4 lakh people write NPTEL exams today. It's growing, very steady state. And number of people who earn certificates is also fairly high. About 15, 16 lakh people have earned certificates through NPTEL. Okay, the next semester that's coming up, Jan 2023, we have 665 courses that are open for enrollment. Okay, this is NPTEL. Let me just walk you through what you have to do. This is the simplest of things. Anybody can do it. There is no bar at all. Like if you are a BCom student, you want to learn computer science, you can learn. If you are a BA student, you want to learn, mathematics, you can learn. There is no admission requirement. There is no criteria of that sort. You can go to swayam.gov.in and whatever is your passion, whatever it is that you like, you can go and do a course on. Okay, we not only have courses on science subjects, we also have courses on arts, humanities, social science, management. All of these courses also are there. You can go take whatever it is that you like. In fact, there are even German language courses, which are very popular. A lot of students like to learn foreign languages. They're thinking of even adding, Korean language, for instance. I think a lot of people watch Korean shows, right? It's very popular. So if you're thinking of adding Korean language also, you can learn Sanskrit, you can learn Japanese. So there are many possibilities. English also. If you want to learn English, that's also possible. Soft skills courses. So various types of courses are there. I urge all of you here, go to swayam.gov.in. There is an app also, Android app for Swayam. You can install that. Then search for courses that you like. Okay, whatever you like, whatever you think attracts your attention. If you want to learn computer science, there are various good courses also. You can go check it out. You have to sign up. When you enroll, there's very minimal information. There's a name, email ID, etc. That's asked. You have to put that in. And that's all you have to do. Once you do that, enrolling is free in Swayam. There's no cost for enrolling in Swayam. You just go click, you are enrolled in the course. Okay. Once you are enrolled, the course will begin on a particular day. Okay. The NPTEL courses in January, I believe a lot of them start in Jan 25th or something. Around Jan 20th or so. I'll show you the timetable in this while. So it will start on that day. And once it starts, you have to follow the course. Okay, so every week there will be some lectures, and then the most difficult part of a course is doing assignments. And whether you like it or not, a lot of people think, particularly teachers, a lot of teachers will think that students learn when we teach.
Enforced teaching of
A lot of us have that misconception. We think I'm standing there and I'm talking, somebody is looking at me, and because of that they are learning. Okay. But okay. But the truth of the matter is, people are mostly playing with their phones, talking to their friends. They're doing other things. They're not really paying very close attention and following what the lecturer is doing. Okay, students think that lecturers don't notice this. We do notice, we don't mind it. So you have that freedom. But still, learning actually happens when the listener is actively engaged in the lecture, following what the teacher is saying, okay, and then goes out of the hall and practices something on their own. Okay, only when you try and solve some problem or think of that idea on your own, read something additional, extra, and relate to it and say, no, this is what I learned in class and this is how it's happening, and I'm able to relate to this idea. Those are the moments when learning happens. There are wonderful, fantastic lecturers who will come and give you amazing lectures, and you'll sit there thinking, oh, I know this subject great. And then the first problem that you meet, you will not be able to solve. So what kind of learning has happened? Only listening has happened. You enjoyed the listening. It's like a good movie or something, right? You've enjoyed it, but that's not learning. You've not learned anything from that process. You learn only when you think about it actively on your own, and then look at a scenario where you're able to apply what you taught, what you learned. At that point, learning happens. So those points, unless you're an exceptionally gifted lecturer and you really practice this art very, very carefully, it's very difficult to create those points in classes. Because there's a very big group. Some of them will get it, some of them will not get it. And that day, you would have come from home, you would have fought with somebody at home, when you come there, the last thing you want to do is listen to the teacher activity. So these kind of things happen to a lot of people in class. So there'll be only like 10 students who really are able to understand it. For a lot of other students, learning happens when You discuss with your other students, right? So that also is very important. So many aspects of this are difficult to do purely online, isn't it? So it's very hard to do online. So that's where things like local chapters come, mentors come, people here working with you come in, your own peers, your own group of students. So it's good to do courses as a group, maybe led by faculty and a few students together, and create all these situations where you're talking to each other about it. What is this? What is that? Etc. And all of that is part of learning. Just listening to lectures is not part of learning. You're not learning at all. It's just quite often it's a waste of time. No, you're just going there talking about something, people are paying some attention. You don't really achieve much. You have to get students to do something, think with you. So that's very important. So that's why assignments are hard. If you're not used to this kind of an approach to learning, assignments will be hard for you. But once you do one course, you work through, struggle through one course with some help, you slowly begin to get the art of it. When you listen to a lecture, what should you pay attention to? Where is the point where this is the idea which is very critical for solving problems. This is okay, so it's just generally giving some nonsense. This is the idea which is important for problem solving. If you're not used to that kind of active listening from a young age, this will be a challenge for you. Okay, I understand this challenge. It takes time to get over, but you have to try. You have to try at least for one or two courses. Once you get the hang of it, it will come to you. Then you'll become a much better learner. When you become a much better learner, I'm telling you, life is a lot of fun. Learning is such a fun-giving activity. Anything, I'm not talking about science. You're learning music, learning dance, learning anything you want, learning how to paint. You would have learned how to learn everything very, very fast and very effectively. And that is a lot of fun in life. You'll enjoy life in a very different way when you can learn that. Okay, so that I can promise. A lot of people will like to learn. Okay, so anyway, so that part is the difficult part. Watching the videos, submitting assignments, solving problems on your own. It's a little bit difficult, and you have to do it week after week after week. Once you have done this and you have a comfort for the course, you feel like, okay, I can write this exam, I can do it well, I can earn a certificate, you can register for the exam. So that is where there is a cost. It's 1,000 rupees. It's very, NPTEL is a government project. We're not trying to make money, but we do need money for conducting exams. There's an exam provider who has computers, they have to set it all up and all that. So we mostly recover costs there. There are waivers, but 1,000 rupees per course is the exam cost. Once you register, 1 week before the exam, you will get a hall ticket. The hall ticket will tell you where the center is. Center maybe we say Hyderabad, but it might be some remote corner of Hyderabad. I don't know where we go for exams, but that's not something we can control. So once the exam center comes, you go there and you take the exam. The exam is very simple. It's like a aptitude test on a computer. One question after the other will come, you answer it, and then you're done. If you pass, you can get a certificate. Okay, so that's all. It's a very simple process. Doesn't cost too much, and you get access to really high quality content in through this online mechanism. We have different duration of courses. There's 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks courses. We have different areas: engineering, management, humanities, skills. So many different areas. I will talk a little bit more about them as we go. Okay, so I spoke a lot about many of these things. I don't want to repeat too much, but our courses contain video lectures, assignments. I'll stress that a lot. Assignments are extremely critical. And then transcripts. There are live sessions also. I'll talk about them a little bit later. And if you have doubts, there's a discussion forum where you can go and type in your doubt and ask that question to the instructors and the TAs and the faculty. And many of them write back in detail about the answers to that question. Okay. Now, this discussion forum, many people find it a bit difficult to use. Has anyone who was enrolled in a course ever asked a question in the discussion forum? Have you ever asked? You asked? Okay. Did you get a response? Yeah, good. Great. So that's a good skill to develop and good confidence to develop. Right? The fact that you can ask the question shows a certain confidence on your part. Okay. Many people don't have that, so they naturally shy away. Anyway, in many classrooms, the first thing the teacher tells you from a young age is what? Finger on the lips. Don't open your mouth. I want you to listen to what I say. That's all. So that's a very standard practice in our classrooms from a very young age. So we're not taught to ask anything. That's something it's difficult. But if you have a question, you can ask in the discussion forum, and though that's very useful to get your questions answered. We also do live sessions sometimes for solving problems and all that. These are PhD students from IITs who come out and solve problems for you live. Sometimes some courses. Okay, some numbers just to show how we have grown from 2014 all the way back in 2014 when we started. We ran only 3 courses. Okay, nowadays every year we have 1,200 plus courses. Okay, the growth has been really huge, and a lot of people really. If you look at 2021, 2022, more than 7.5 lakh people wrote exams. Okay, just in that 1 year. No age bar, yeah, all that is there. More than 40 lakh people enrolled in our courses. So NPTEL courses are hugely popular. January already there's more than 4.25 lakh people enrolled. Okay. So across the country, these courses are extremely popular. And one way to think of it is sometimes you're in a small college in some place, maybe you get results, but still even here, how do you compare with other students across the country, right? Even your college might want to know. How do our students compare with other students across the country? And this is a good way to find out, right? Because people across the country in lakhs are enrolling in these courses. So if you do a course and they do well, then you're sort of calibrating, okay, doing good. This is nice. Okay, so this is a big number, and we hope that these numbers grow as we go along. I think in another 3-4 years, we'll be doing thousands of courses every semester, and hopefully, we'll hit crores and crores of people coming in. So the COVID times was a bit confusing to us. People came in, went out, and all sorts of confusion happened. Except for COVID, I think it's been a steady increase. Okay. Next. Okay, what type of courses do we offer, and what is unique about NPTEL online certification? Right. So first aspect that's very unique is we give away certificates only after examination. Okay. So that part some people are afraid of, but for us, we think it's a big strength. It's something which is verifiable, which is solid, it has a high reputation. We don't give away certificates like that. What type of courses we offer are also very interesting and very different. Okay. We do a lot of courses in humanities and management. A lot of people think, this is from IITs, only engineering will be there. That's not true at all. We do a lot of courses in humanities, management, arts, and all that because all IITs have humanities departments also, management departments also. So we do offer quite a few courses in these areas. And whatever stream you may be in, management courses are very interesting. And whatever stream you may be in, computer science courses are also very interesting. So these 2 courses we offer in plenty, in variety of areas, and all these, very many topics in computer science and management are covered. And these are good courses for anybody. Okay. So there are basic first year, second year type courses in engineering, advanced courses in engineering, even in other areas. We also do a lot of computer science oriented, job oriented skill development type courses. We engage with UGC, ANCP, various colleges through local chapters and all that. And we engage with industry also. So a lot of things within the ecosystem inside the country, right? Whatever you think of as higher educational organizations, we are engaged in a very strong way. That's also something that helps us a lot. So in terms of discipline, I just wanted to show you the spread. Particularly in engineering, we are really strong, traditionally, given that we come from IITs. But if you look at computer science, there are 536 courses in computer science. Management, MG, as I say, there's 421 courses. HS is humanities, there are 500 courses. Okay. So we have courses in every single discipline you can think of. Of course, engineering is there, even non-engineering. Even though the 7 older IITs and IIT Bangalore started this project, as new institutes started coming up, we have been taking courses from a lot of new institutes also. So you can see all the new IITs and very good math schools and other places across the country, and in fact even outside the country. So we've had courses from Texas A&M and all that also. Even IIT Hyderabad, as you can see, we have courses from various institutions. Okay, so I want to say a little bit about the duration of the course. A typical course will be 12 weeks long. 12 weeks is the most popular. It's a complete course, but sometimes there are also shorter courses, just 4 weeks, 8 weeks. These are likely to be very specialized courses, advanced courses, but a typical course is 12 weeks long. Okay, so if you take any typical course, you have to work for 12 weeks, and you can see the numbers are quite large. If you look at January 2023, out of the 665 courses, 398 are 12 week. A large number will be 12 week only. So you have to work for a long duration of time with our courses. It's not like an online course you can finish within a week, you get a certificate at the end of it. It doesn't work like that. We teach you over a 12-week period. It's pretty long, hard work. And then only after that you get to the results. Okay, so here is the most important thing. How do you earn a certificate from NPTEL? Okay, you can be very proud if you get a certificate from NPTEL because it's not easy to get a certificate. Okay, so what are the criteria? You need two different, you have to pass in two different ways. One is you have to pass at the final exam, you have to get more than 40%. Another is you have to pass in the assignments. Every week you have to submit an assignment and get some score. That has to be greater than 40%. Okay. Only if you do both, you get the certificate. Otherwise, you don't get the certificate. Okay. So this criteria is quite stringent. I'll show you later how many people are able to pass. Quite a few people are able to pass, but still, it's a difficult criteria in some sense. The final score is calculated with 25% weightage for the assignment and 75% weightage for the final. Okay, so this is the thing that we have started recently. Given that many people are finding it difficult to solve the problems in the assignments, we now have special live sessions every week in many courses to help people with problem solving. So there is typically a PhD student from one of the IITs comes online at a fixed time every week. They spend 1 hour, 2 hours describing how to solve problems. They at least they take some example problems and go through the steps one by one and get you introduced to these techniques of problem solving. Okay. Quite often students who have not really been solving a lot of problems from school days. If you from school days you've been practicing for JEE or some entrance exam, you've been solving a lot of problems, you will know these problem solving techniques and how to approach a problem, what is the first step, etc. If you're not used to it, some of these simple things, what people consider as simple techniques, will be very complicated for you. You wouldn't have seen it before. So these kind of sessions are helpful in getting started with problem solving. So this is an important initiative. In January and July, we have slowly now scaled up. I think even in the January 23 semester, more than 250, 300 courses are going to have these sessions. Look out for courses that have these sessions. If you're particularly faculty thinking of advising students to do courses, you can ask them to do courses where these sessions are there. So it helps additionally in solving assignment problems. So this is how the certificate looks. It will have the NPTEL logo, it will have the SWAYAM logo. Most importantly, it will have the logo of the institute that offers the course also. The bottom left, it will have the IIT logo, and it's a pretty strong and reputed certificate to have. The photograph will be on the top right. It's a very nice and good looking certificate. A lot of people share it on LinkedIn and all that. The certificate will also tell the story of what marks you got, what marks you got in the assignments, what marks you got in the exam. There's lots of details on how the certificate goes, and so based on your marks, we also classify the certificates. If you get greater than 90, that's a very significant achievement. Very few people get greater than 90. It's called, you have a few who have done that, very good. So greater than 90 is a very formidable thing to achieve. Elite plus gold you get in that category. Elite plus silver is 75 to 89. Elite is 60%. So 60% itself is a pretty difficult thing to get in many of these courses. They're tough courses, and 60 is a good thing. We call it elite. To complete the course, it's 42. Okay, so that's how it works. Assignments, you don't have to submit every single assignment. In 12 weeks, it's okay to miss one or two. We take the best 8 out of 12. So that's how we compute it. So you can miss one or two, you still do. Okay, that's the.
No certificate means failure.
Yes. You get less than 40, I don't want to say failure. Let's just say you're not.
More attention, more business.
Yeah, more effort is good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so how do we do our exams? Okay, so just to give you the scale at which our exams happen, every semester, more than 3.5 lakh people across the country are writing these exams. We have a huge number of centers. 182 we did in the last exam in October. And in every center, we send a representative from our side. We take it very, very seriously, make sure that the exam happens properly. We don't like not doing it well, so we take it very, very seriously. We also have centers outside the country. A lot of people in Gulf write our exams, going Bahrain and all that. Sri Lanka, we have exams. Oman, we have exams. We also do remote proctored exams for outside. So Gulf centers are very popular. A lot of people come and write exams for NPTEL exams. So top 20 exam cities. You can see Hyderabad is number 4. Okay. Number 1 is Chennai. It's a huge number of people in Chennai write exams. Next comes Coimbatore, then is Bangalore, and then Hyderabad. Hyderabad, more than 11,000 people write exams. This is in just the last semester. Okay. So many students, right? And you can see Andhra comes immediately afterwards. Guntur, Vijayawada, Tirupati. Then there are other states as well. I don't know if anybody will ever catch up with Tamil Nadu anytime soon. Still, it's a.
PCSIM centers are very far.
That's true. Okay. Anyway, so that's the tally. So you're not alone. Tens of thousands of people across the country in various cities are writing these exams. So it's definitely possible. I also want to point out these are not just big cities. Okay, big cities come on the top. You can see even if you go down E Road and all that, there are 4,500 plus. These are not big cities, smaller towns. NPTEL is very, very popular in smaller towns. There are specific small towns where thousands of people write exams, and it's very interesting to see that how small cities and smaller towns take to NPTEL to access good quality education. Okay, so now let me talk about credit transfer. Maybe this is more directed towards faculty. I think all of you come under Osmania University. Some of you JNT. So the engineering colleges today under JNTU have a very strong credit transfer program. Right? So students get credit under JNT. Is that correct? You're aware of that? Okay. So there is a set of courses that JNTU prescribes. They do it very precisely. But I don't think Osmania has done credit transfer at all. Okay. So it's been a lot of push and pull from government. We've been trying very hard. But some universities have done it, some universities are simply not doing it. We don't know how to make it happen. You can also try, we will also try from our end. Maybe they will do it. But if credit transfer is there, that I think is really interesting, particularly for students. Okay, because students, when they do this course, they can get credit for it towards the degree. And some of these courses are very useful to do, for their jobs and all that. It's extremely, extremely useful. So that way, credit transfer is very, very useful. Even in IIT Madras, our students can do up to 3 NPTEL courses and get credit for it for their degree program. So many IITs have done this. IIT Bombay has done this. Kanpur has done this. So all institutions across the country are doing it. It'd be great if many universities do this also. In the north, I think a few universities have done this. Chandigarh has done this, and a lot of people. In fact, in Mohali, some thousands of students write these exams because because Chandigarh University has has done credit transfer. So I think doing credit transfer is something that will be very interesting. But if it doesn't happen, we'll see, right? So that has to be taken up in one way. Some recommendations, in fact, if there's credit transfer also, I would suggest, don't do it in the last semester. Last semester is problematic because, if they don't pass, then what do you do, right? So then it becomes very, very confusing and complicated. You can start early in the second semester or so, but then it's good to do a soft skills course at that time. Those NPTEL courses tend to be a little bit difficult. So maybe a soft skills course, an English course. And then we would ideally suggest to keep it flexible and open. Give students options to explore and try different courses. But I think JNTU has not done that. Right? JNTU is very strict about what courses they want people to do. It changes from place to place. Our ideal approach would be to let students explore learning, enjoy learning, and do that. But then it may not happen that way in many places. Then you have to, electives is a good idea. I think particularly computer science electives, right? So any branch of engineering or science or something, computer science is good to know. You get jobs because of it. So it's nice to do courses of that nature. Okay. Next. So how many? So one more thing that happens in NPTEL a lot is faculty do courses on NPTEL. A lot of faculty do courses on NPTEL. Nearly about 20% or 10%. So 10 to 20% looks like of the people who write exams are faculty. So if you look at number of people who wrote exams in July, it's some 3.5 lakh. 10% of that is 35,000. 35,000 faculty write exams in a particular semester. Okay, so that's a huge number, and there's good reasons for it. There's also, if you are an AICTE institution, AICTE allows for FTP points from NPTEL courses, so that's a motivating point. But I think if you come under UGC, that's still not there. Again, we tried a lot of things, but it's not working in our favor. Yeah, so we have an MOU with the AICTE for treating NPTEL courses with FTP, and this involves an additional application after you write the exam, but not too many engineering colleges. Faculty here, maybe you already know. So you have to apply for an FTP certificate. Not all courses are FTP courses. Only a select list of courses are there. The web page will tell this is FTP, is allowed for FTP. Okay. This is how the FTP certificate looks now, but this is going to change. Okay, a lot of formatting here is going to change. We will put out the new certificate. Okay, some criteria is there. So if you do a 4-week course, you get half. 8-week course is 1 full FTP. 12-week course is 1.5. So this kind of a point system, we're trying very hard to work with UGC also to get something like this done. I think that will motivate faculty even more to do NPTEL courses. Then we'll see if they're successful. Okay. Okay. So even in July, more than 1,200 faculty got their FTPs done through. Okay, so that was a brief introduction to NPTEL online certification. Are there any questions? Any questions at this point on what I said? If you have any questions you want to raise? No questions. It's all very clear. Yes. Oh wow.
Sir, they were listening very active.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised. So yeah, I was a PhD student at Georgia Tech. I did a PhD in electrical engineering. I don't know what else would you like to know about. Oh, it's a very good school. It's a very, very nice school. Simple answer. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah, so some board of studies has to look at it carefully. It's like, for instance, in IITM, we do open electives as credit transfer. So syllabus and all doesn't enter the picture. Anything can be an open elective. So that's the way to approach it. If you want to do a core course, then you have to worry about syllabus and all. So then somebody has to look at it very closely. So I would suggest open electives. Very easy to do. Somebody can do German language, right? So it's useful. You know. So 1,000 is the same. Then there's an additional 100. You have to pass. If you don't pass, you don't get it. You have to pass. Same exam. Pass, then you can apply additionally for another 100 rupees.
Can you do the courses simultaneously?
Yeah, any number of courses you can do. In fact,
Eight courses.
every semester we have at least some 6 exam days now. 6 exam days. So exam slots. In every slot, you can do a course, and you can earn 6 certificates. In fact, there are a lot of people. I'll show you some numbers. There are people who do 6 courses every term, every semester. We make sure, and they've accumulated so many certificates. I'll show you some data in a little while. So you have to make sure you avoid clashes. Every course will have a certain exam date. Make sure the dates don't overlap so that you can.
Sir, it's often the without how does it take into consideration by an organization?
So the certificate counts towards FDP. So when you do career advancement, right? So when you go for promotion or something, people look at the points now. So it counts towards the points. Yeah, we usually go with centrally funded technical institutes. No. So you're talking about SWAYAM. SWAYAM has non-NPTEL courses. NPTEL courses are all from the institutions I described. Now, SWAYAM has outside of NPTEL also. IGNOU is there, UGC is there, ACD is there, and then CEC is there. There are a lot of refresher programs, so various other things are there. They have to do a awareness program for that. I can talk only about NPTEL. We have very fixed processes. We've been doing it for a long time. I can talk about this. Other things, I don't know.
So since it's all on the same website, some students end up registering for these non-NPTEL.
Yeah.
And exams don't happen.
Yes. So you have to warn them about it. So make sure that you see that it's an NPTEL course. So when you look at the course catalog, on the left there will be national coordinator. You can do a filter by that and pick NPTEL. And then once you have NPTEL courses, I can give guarantees on exam days, certificates, everything. Outside of that,
That's for sure.
Okay.
I'm POC from original. Have few challenges. One big challenge is that students will be able to get enrolled, but when it comes to the examination, many of them
Same thing. Yeah.
And one another thing, sir, regarding the doubt clarification on those things. So actually, NPTEL can go some kind of hybrid mode. Maybe you can sell in some local chapter or somewhere on some weekend or something.
So this model has been tried, sir, and it did not work. The QEEE program, I don't know if you know about it, they tried this model and it did not work at all. See, because calendars are difficult to match. Between two institutions, calendars are difficult to match. If you have 20 institutions, impossible to match. So only thing that works is something like what we do an online live program where we do this doubt clearing, but that's recorded and made available. Anytime you want, you can go back and check.
One small solution regarding the examination, sir. Maybe you can return part of the money here. Maybe you can enhance the fees by 1,000 it is taking.
So
150 and return 250 so that it starts as a motivation.
So actually, the fair thing to say
And
is
one more small question before I end up. We have so many applications for the course offering. And getting to some kind of a certification there, especially in the computer science, maybe from the Microsoft or maybe you can match their skill set because they never get this many lakhs of people write exam. So that will add irrespective of whether university allows it or not.
adds value to the student.
Value addition.
Yeah.
At least one or two courses
We-
which are popular.
Yeah, we do try to get some industry affiliation, but with the same thing as the Microsoft or Cisco certification costs a lot of money. I don't know if you know, in the open market, the way they do it through third-party vendors, they never do it through us. And also, I think the content is so specific to their technology. University faculty will not, IIT faculty will not teach those things, right? So there are some basic problems there. We have tried it, but in spite of that, we have tried. We'll see if we can work something out. Right? I see the value in what you're saying. But I think most students, the students are here, I can ask them, most students don't write exams because they don't feel confident about the material. I think 1,000 is not a big deal for them. I think at the end of the day, they just don't feel confident about the material. And there's no pressure. See, if there's credit transfer, they have to do it, that's the credit they're going to get, then they'll follow. No, it's like a regular course. If it's not that, then they don't do it. So it's a mix of those two in my opinion. If credit transfer is enabled and students have to do it, to earn credits from that semester, then they'll ask it. So it's a mix of those things. So for needy students, financially needy students, we give back some. Okay, so maybe about 5 minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes. So I want to talk a little bit about other initiatives. The courses and certifications are great. We've been doing it for so long. We want to build on it and create more value for people who are doing courses. The first thing I want to talk about is there are students who are genuinely motivated to do NPTEL courses semester after semester. Many of them do so many courses, and really you should meet some of them. I've met many of them. They're amazing to see and talk to. They're very, very motivated and they really learn well. So you can see the number of people who do 6 courses every semester. 6 is the maximum number. In July 22, 564 people wrote 6 courses. People who do 6 courses in a semester. They're writing exams. I mean, this is not people who are just enrolling. This is writing exams. 564 people write 6. If you look at 2 is a huge number. 63,000. Right? Do 2 courses. So if you think 1 course is tough, there are people who are doing 6. Okay, and don't think that they're doing 6 and they're failing in everything. Okay, many top in all 6 also. Really, really brilliant, good learners are there out there enjoying this material a lot. Next slide. Who are these people? Here are some names. They took 6 courses and topped in all 6. Okay, so you see the first person is employed in World Bank. The other person, they're all faculty. You see the next faculty, College of Engineering, Pune, Siliguri Institute, Anna University, Tirunelveli, and then there's a student. Okay, student is from IIT Kharagpur, maybe you can ignore it. Next is an LPU student, another is an IIT Kharagpur student, but there's also other students. There's other people out there who are doing multiple courses and then topping all of them in a semester, not just generally doing, they're topping all of them. So it's really inspirational to see such people. Many of them are faculty also. They're doing a fantastic job with this material. Next. This is multiple exam takers in July 2022. Gender-wise, if you see, male, female, how many of them do 6? There are 9 women who do 6 courses, 39 male who did 6 courses. Okay, so all this is possible. You can do it. With that advantage is you can sit in your house and study, right? Nobody is asking you to go anywhere. You can just do it at any time. Just your own motivation. Can you cut down on your WhatsApp, Insta time and do some learning to improve yourself? It's as simple as that. It's a simple question to ask yourself. So if you look at faculty versus student also, if you look at 6 courses, there are 15 students and 16 faculty and 17 others. Others meaning employed or other, not student, not faculty. Okay, so people are really enjoying this material. People really love learning. The category I mentioned, right? Once you start enjoying learning, your life changes in a very absolute way. Right? Instead of boringly going to college, simply sitting through, mom is chasing me to college, faculty asking us to study. You start enjoying the process. These are courses you can pick. Nobody has to tell you what to do. You pick what courses you like, right? And then enjoy that. Then your life changes in a very basic, fundamental way. Everything becomes very easy. This is the highest number of course takers. There are people who have done 47, 46, 45 certificates. So these certificates, if you print and laminate, will be so big. Okay? So they have 47 certificates that they have earned. Of course, one course is the largest, but you see, even 20 is 38 people have earned 20 certificates. Just there's so many people who really enjoy, and there are 10 is 650. If you go to 5, there is 15,000. 15,000 people have 5 NPTELs. So this number is growing a lot. People are really learning and enjoying the process on NPTEL. So these are the names. Who are these people? The first person is Aditya Vignesh. He is currently working for DRDO. He's done 47 courses, and he's from Kogunadu College, which is a small college in Erode, Kabur area. And the next person is a faculty in St. Joseph's College of Engineering. He's got 46 courses. Next is a faculty from Mega Institute of Engineering Technology for Women. He's got 45 courses. You come down and see the list. They're very regular people in various colleges across the country. You're also there? Hyderabad is there. So you see, so many different people are doing 30 plus, 40 plus courses. And they're not, on the face of it, they're not extraordinary or just regular folks who are just keen on learning. Okay, so I'll stop here. Maybe now is a good time to stop. Hopefully, that gives you enough motivation, particularly for students here. Instead of going through dreary learning process, pick some subject that you like and enjoy the learning. And I'm sure I can tell you more than whatever it is I might have experienced in life. The only thing that's important is from a very young age. Somebody asked me about what I did in Georgia Tech. From a very young age, I think I enjoyed learning a lot. I enjoyed learning new ideas, new subjects. Once you get on to that, you may not enjoy it in everything, but there are some aspects of it where you will like it. And when you like it, your life changes very, very well. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. That was a very thorough and comprehensive presentation on NPTEL, all the ins and outs. And I'm really confident, that our students, you'll definitely see our numbers go up there. Please have a seat just for a minute. I'm sure, all the students are extremely encouraged after having seen your presentation to take up more courses. In fact, we have been, able to get them enrolled, but we are facing trouble in making them take an exam. But things will probably change for the better from now on. I would like to request Dr. Venugopal Rao, sir, is the head of our genetics department here, to please present a memento to Professor Andrew, sir, as a token of gratitude. Thank you, sir. We'll now be taking a short tea break. I first request all the students to please move back to their respective classes. We request the delegates and the participants to please stay back in the heavy room. Students are asked to go back to their classes.